Morning. It's Friday, December 29th, and I have to come to you today and tell you what you already know. The world is a screwed up place. We have leaders of countries with millions of people living in them, with differing opinions upon who is good and who is bad. And I want to cite for you somebody who has now attacked Israel and declared that they are worse than the Nazis. And the perpetrator of these statements is the Turkish leader Erdogan, a member of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, that's NATO, and he has likened the Israelis' war against Hamas to the Holocaust. And he said these things on Wednesday, and he said that Israel will make you miss Hitler. Now, how can a guy like that, who has his own problems in his own country and discriminates against the Kurdish people with fierce attacks and killing of the Kurds, how can he step forward and declare that the Israelis are acting like the Nazis? Now, Erdogan has been a vocal critic of Israel's military operation in Gaza, calling Israel a terror state. And the Turkish leader, this guy Erdogan, he's a supporter of the two-state solution in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. And many people are supporting the two-state solution. But one of those people who are not supporting the two-state solution is Gaza. It's the Gazans who are not supporting the solution. They don't want a second state. They want the end of Israel, plain and simple. So all of these people who step up to the plate and say Israel is wrong because they should accept the two-state solution are pointing their finger at the wrong people. Israel did not start this war. Let's look at the big picture. On October 7th, Hamas led the deadliest Palestinian militant attack on Israel in history. And so Israel has retaliated with the heaviest airstrikes ever on Gaza. And Israel officials have said that 1,200 people were killed in Israel, but they have killed over 21,000 Palestinians right now. And that's a shame. But I don't feel that badly about that because those Palestinian people are staunchly behind Hamas, the organization that has kept them poverty-ridden for 16 years and is a menace to society. But Erdogan and Turkey do not view Hamas as a terrorist organization. And that's contrary to the fellow members of NATO, the members like US, Canada, and the EU who consider Hamas a terrorist organization. But Turkey does not. Erdogan went on with his rant, and he compared Israel's treatment of the Palestinians to that of Nazi leader Adolf Hitler's treatment of the Jews and other marginalized groups in the 1940s. The Nazi Party and their collaborators, if you all remember, killed 6 million Jewish men, women, and children, and along with millions of non-Jewish people during World War II. Now, this is a statement that needs to be made every couple of years because we have generations of people who don't realize that and have been told that it's not true. But the facts speak for themselves. The Jewish population in the 30s was cut by 1/3 when Hitler killed 6 million of them. So let us not forget the evils of Nazi society. And let us not be stupid and inaccurate in comparing Israel to the Nazi regime. Yes, Israel's killed 21,000 people. Does that compare to 6 million? Does that compare to picking people up off the streets and putting them in concentration camps? Erdogan is way, way, way off base, and he should take a look at what he's doing with his own fights, his evil attacks on the Kurdish people. Erdogan is committing genocide against the Kurds. He holds the world record for imprisoning journalists who oppose his regime. He is the last person who can preach morality to the Jews. And Netanyahu has said many of these things and posted this information on Twitter or X or whatever it's called. So Erdogan is way, way, way off base. And I would expect nothing less from him, because he is proven to be a borderline dictator. Netanyahu answered Erdogan's stupid claims with the following statement: the IDF, which is the most moral army in the world, is fighting to eliminate the most abhorrent and brutal terrorist organization in the world. Hamas ISIS, which has committed crimes against humanity and which Erdogan has praised and whose leaders he hosts. So is Erdogan looking at this situation in a neutral way? No. He's with Hamas 100%. Doesn't consider them a terrorist organization. Has dinner and invites the leaders of Hamas to his table. So how can anybody take Erdogan's word on this situation with any respect? And in Turkey, he launched a military offensive into Syria to drive the Kurdish forces away from his border. Now, that region is controlled by the Syrian Kurdish Democratic Union Party and the Kurdish People's Protection Units. But Erdogan, for some reason, doesn't like the Kurds. And he considers the Kurds an ally of the U.S. in the fight against ISIS, the jihadist militant group. So Turkey launched airstrikes and artillery into Syria just days after the U.S. announced it was pulling troops out of the region. And Trump, who was the president at that time, defended the decision, saying they were prioritizing the safety of soldiers amid Turkey's incursion. Our aim is to destroy the terror corridor, which is trying to be established on our southern border and bring peace to the region. That's what Erdogan says. So Erdogan is a dictator in the first rank, hates the Kurds, probably hates the Jews, and is on the side of ISIS, on the side of Hamas. He is not a man to be respected in any sense of the word. So I leave you with that this morning. Erdogan, the lost leader. Take care. Bye.